All right, we're trucking right along. Day 17, move. And I figured today we could do another quick tour of the senses. So we'll move through the sensory categories of see, hear, and feel. And we'll explore some of the internal, external, restful, and active elements of the three categories of see, hear, feel. And we'll just move through them. So get ready to follow along. See you there. Alrighty then, let's go. Get in your meditation posture for today. As usual, if you can sit upright, that's great. If not, you just do the best you can for today, and that's all that you can do. So we're going to do a tour of the senses. With that, let's get started. And right away, let's just start with our normal 3 breaths to get settled in. So 3 nice deep breaths. We'll start with the first one. Nice breath in. And exhale. Second breath in. Exhale through the nose or the mouth, whatever's present for you today. And on this third one, let's take a nice big deep breath. And on the exhale, sink into our meditation. In and exhale. And we'll get started. And with this one, we're going to start with the see sense category. So we can keep our eyes open. And let's just work with the see category. So you can start with maybe noticing what you see in front of you. Whether it's me or the background of the computer screen behind me. Or is it something within the room that you can look at? Some table, chair, window, pet, plant, animal, furniture. Let's just look around and find something of interest and just see where our attention lands. What grabs our interest? Where does it land? And whenever you land on something, just grab an object and then we'll focus on it for a moment and really dial into it closely. Look at it, whatever it is. Try and notice the details of it so that you're really seeing. Get as much clarity as you can. Looking at the outline, the way the shadow and light work together to create the image, or the texture, or the shape. This is all part of our see sensory experience of the see, hear, feel categories that we use through some of our practices. Now, whatever that is, we'll just let go of that and maybe release your attention from that and look around the room. You can spin around if you need to. Find something else that draws your attention. It can be big, small, medium, anything. Just pick something. And then wherever you pick, whatever it is, just kind of dial in your concentration on it for a moment. Again, we'll look closely at all the details, taking in as much of the sensory experience of see as we can. What are the details of it? This is the C category of the sensory experience. You could use a label, a mental or spoken label of C as we're in this experience. And you can release your attention from that. So we've explored C out, but there's another component to the C, and it's what we see within our mind's eye. So for this part, if you're comfortable with it, go ahead and close your eyes now. And notice, if we're still looking, we're still in the C category. What do we see? Maybe you see the back of your eyelids, just dark. Or maybe there's some color and different tones that you can observe. Or maybe you have a vivid imagination and you see some kind of picture, whether it's located in somewhere in your mind's eye. And some people it's like towards the front, it appears or feels like it is. And some people it's towards the middle or the back. Some people have no sense, they just see the image arising. But notice there can be kind of a spatial quality to where you see as well. And just like we did with what we're looking at on the outside, you can do the same. Just look intently, closely. If there's no specific activity or object to focus on, then maybe just acknowledge that it's a rather restful experience. There's not a lot going on. But we're still looking. We're still in the C category. All right, so we've explored C, C out. We've explored C in. Anytime we'd be labeling that, we just label it C. We wouldn't be worried about in or out unless we're doing a special exercise. So let's transition to the hear sense. And by that, I mean, let's focus on what we hear going on around us. Let's make that where we intentionally put the majority of our attention into hearing. So we're just listening to any noises going around us. And maybe we can either hear the whole scene and surround sound of many objects and kind of zoom out. Or we can, like we did with the C, we can dial in on a particular sound and try and listen closely, intently to that one particular sound. Just like we were trying to discern the different qualities of what we saw, we will try to discern the different qualities of what we hear. And I'll be quiet for a while, just let you soak into that. Whatever you've chosen to listen intently to. You can listen to just one thing, or you can release it, and if something else draws your attention, just go over and listen to that for a while. Soak into that new sound. In a while, you can use the label here if you like. Here. And wherever you are, let's go ahead and transition from the external here to the internal here. What do we hear internally? And that's the space where thoughts arise, or where we hear music when we have an earworm, or thinking of a song we love, a loved one's voice when we imagine them talking to us. Maybe we notice that now that we're listening, it seems to have fallen quiet internally. That's all right. We're still placing our focus internally on what we're hearing. So we're still here. It's just restful, maybe even peaceful. Have thoughts of questioning, wondering, or thinking of some other thing you got to do later. Those are all just here. You don't necessarily get caught up in the content of what those thoughts were and go down the rabbit hole, but maybe observe the contour. Where's that voice coming from? Those thoughts spatially within my here space. Are they soft? Are they loud? Is there particular cadence or fluctuation to the thoughts? What are the characteristics of it outside of the context or conversation of the thoughts? Just the characteristics. If it's relatively quiet, it's okay. That can be a good thing too. Now let's transition to the feel category, the third of the three sensory categories that we're exploring today in the tour of senses is feel. And we'll start on the feel in this time. That's our emotional body. And maybe just do a check-in. Do I have any emotions going on right now? Joy, sadness, calmness, stress, love, peace. Where where do you sense that? Where's that located? Just like with what we saw and what we heard, we explore what we feel for its details intently. So like that loud noise in the background gave me a little shock. jolt to the system. So I'm able to explore where is that. How did it arise? Is it dissipating? Be interested in it. That's feel. We can use the label feel if we like. That's our feel in the emotional body. And now I'd like you to transition to the external component of the third feel category, which is our somatic experience, our physical experience. So that's just the feel of our hands against the table, or our wrists against our lap if our hands are on our lap, or our backs against the chair, or our seat against the chair, or the wind on our face. Whatever you feel with your physical experience. We can just pick one thing and pay attention to it and get interested in the details of that. Or we can even do like a full body awareness. How does my whole body feel all overall? And observe that. But wherever we land, we're trying to focus intently. As our mind wanders or distractions happen, it always does. It's okay. We just return our attention back to the practice, to wherever we left off, in this case, feel. And wherever you're at, whether you're lost in the wandering mind or you're deeply dialed into your physical sensation, we're going to just wrap it up right there. Thank you very much. You can open your eyes if they were closed. Thanks for joining me. That was a tour of the senses. I tried to keep it as brief as possible. That can actually go on for over an hour in just one sense category, believe it or not, with the kind of one-on-one coaching and stuff. But for our purposes in the 30-day challenge, we're keeping it short and sweet. So hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care. Mahalo. Aloha.